It is the next day, and I am quite sure that this CA glue, no matter how far it penetrated, it is cured. And what I want to do now is I'm just going to take some 100 grit here, and I'm just going to sand down until I get to the wood. I don't want to be making this piece any smaller than I have to. You know, I think once again I should turn on my room air cleaner, keep the dust from sort of settling all over the place, like on my camera. I've said this before, there's nothing more boring to me than sanding, unless maybe it's watching somebody sand. So let's cut to the place where I finished off here with 400 grit. And underneath this nice smooth surface, I know that there could well be a void, and I hope it's not going to show up when I start shaping the end here to accommodate the bearing. Okay, a little better than 3/4 of an inch diameter there. The radius on this is 1 inch. The next size up that I have is just slightly too big, but this will be okay. And once again, I'm going to want to be really careful here that I don't take down too much. Well, I think I pretty much got it here. Not the final shaping. Now, you're going to notice right here along this edge, not the outer layer, but the next one down, part of it's missing. That's too bad. But, you know, I took a chance using the cheaper plywood, and I guess I lost. However, this is not supposed to be a work of art. It's just supposed to work. And later on I'll do the final shaping for where the bearings are going to go. However, what I want to do next is this wheel is got to have grooves cut all along the edge. Like right here, right here, right here, and so on. So I got to make a jig up to hold this so that I can pass it over my table saw. And yeah, that's going to be the next step. Now, I want to talk about these in a minute or two. There's another more important reason than the idea that it's supposed to hold my work tight against the back here to prevent tear out as the blade passes through. You know, as it passes through on this side, there isn't going to be a problem. But as it goes through the other side, well, it could tear out. So this will help to hold it in place. But there's actually a more important reason, and I'm going to explain that. You're going to notice on the back of this round piece of paper that I've got taped onto the wheel that there's sort of a checkerboard thing going on. Well, that was just to help me to line the paper up because I had to print it out in 2 sheets, and that way I could get it perfectly aligned. Anyway, these lines here that are going out radially from the center of the wheel. They're the ones that are important. Now the idea is, this piece of paper that I've got stuck onto this board right here, okay, it doesn't move, but the wheel will. So what I'll do is I'll line the end of one of these lines up just perfectly. Then I'll clamp it in place and I'll make my cut by sliding the sled over the blade. Then I'll move it to the next one. Make my cut. Okay, I think you get the idea. Okay? But let me talk about those little clamps and why they're so important at a time like this. Okay, let's pretend that these little clamps that I rigged up were not here, okay? And I was holding it in with my fingers. Now this wheel, there's only 16 cuts. In all likelihood, everything would go okay. I just keep watching the blade. But the bigger wheel, I think there's like 90 or something, I can't remember anymore. Now what can happen is, when you get into a rhythm and you're holding, and then you push it over the blade and you come back, you get into a rhythm. But what if with one hand you get a little bit too far in? Well, it could be a real painful experience. In fact, not could, it would. Because what happens is, your rhythm tells you to push again, even though you've got your hand in the wrong place. The rhythm will screw you up. So that's why my rhythm is going to be turn the wheel, clamp it in place, and push it ahead. And that way, there will be no chance of getting my fingers in here. Now I know some of you think that I'm kind of lackadaisical when it comes to this blade, but I only do dangerous things when I can do it safely. And this I can't really do safely 100 or more times. So anyway, that's what this is all about. Now when this wheel is mounted in place and the nail is through the hole there, the bottom here is maybe not even a 1/16 of an inch from the surface of the sled. But I just want to run a little test sample through here because I don't want the cut to be too deep. Well, obviously why. Maybe just a little bit deeper. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe I better make it just 1/16 of an inch deeper. Yeah, about a 1/16 of an inch. Tomorrow. Now I know most of you guys are used to hearing me say stuff like, if you want to be completely safe in your workshop, don't get out of bed in the morning. Or, if you keep your eye on the blade, you'll never stick your finger in the blade. Well, here's something else I'm saying. Yes, it's possible to do something dangerous safely if you're careful, but you can't do it carefully time after time after time after time. In other words, if it's a repetitious task, eventually something's going to go wrong. Murphy's Law.